this just came up because I've been reviewing, client inquiries and, talking to clients about, the next steps of things, and I'm just seeing these trends. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul from ProPhysique.com, and I'm gonna do a different type of video tonight. I'm actually sitting here working. If you could flip the camera around, you'd first laugh at the ridiculous camera setup that I have, because I don't want to go out and get my tripod. It's actually sitting on 2 tubs of core protein, and it's kind of impromptu. And the reason I want to do this video, first let me shut off my email noises here. So I started noticing some trends, and I think it'd be a good time to discuss this. Obviously, by the title of this video, kind of where this is going, but let me just talk to you about how I got there. You see, I've been getting a lot more client requests, a lot more people interested in working with me, and that is amazing. I'm very happy that I'm having a positive impact on people, and but I start to notice a lot of trends. You see, you get client requests. I send questionnaires, and I try to dig and get some information and find out what's going on. And I think I work with some clients who I would consider high-level athletes that draw a lot of attention, and people want to look like them, and I think sometimes we can get stuck in this pattern. And so I want to discuss breaking that pattern and what the benefits of doing that can be, because the goal of losing body fat, while there's certainly nothing wrong with that, I think it can go overboard. We can get too obsessed with body fat. Body fat is healthy. Body fat is normal. We need to have body fat. It is a function. It is a part of our bodies. It causes things to change, like hormones and all these processes that happen in our body. It's so complex. And body fat, what our body fat level's at, has a huge impact on that. But we can get in this mindset of we want to look a certain way and feel a certain way, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we have to not just look at the micro, we have to look at the macro. We have to see what's going on in the big picture. And I'm not going to say any names, I'm not going to pick on anybody, but I just want to discuss the fact that, when people are reaching out to me, I've been asking a few of my clients to do a recall over the last year, 2 years, 3 years, of what has been the process. And what I'm seeing a trend of is, let's say over a 2-year period, less than 6 weeks over a 2-year period was spent at maintenance. And that's not uncommon. And so my biggest concern here is that we need to start focusing on not just losing body fat, but improving life quality, improving body composition, improving performance, improving just the process and the prospect of being a fit, healthy, happy person. I'm not going to edit this because this is just going up on the channel because it's just something on my mind right now as I'm doing it. And so I want to really encourage women especially. Men can tend to focus on how strong they're getting or how big how their shirts fit tight and they feel happy, but women especially can really focus on being that dress size that they associate with happiness, or that number on the scale that they associate with happiness. But when you can take that person and switch the mindset and get them to focus on performance, on enjoyment, on flexibility, on being social, and put the impetus back on that focus and that fun, it really, really changes the outcome. It changes the lifelong. And I'm not saying you won't ever lose more body fat, but if you've been in a fat loss phase for 6 months or a year, where you can't remember the last time that you were specifically, purposefully building calories, adding calories, reducing cardio, working on the process of improving the metabolism, working on the process of improving performance, adding lean body mass, or just getting out of that caloric deficit cardio lifestyle, then it's probably time to assess and determine what that's going to look like in another month, week, year, 2 years for you, right? So I talk about things like diet breaks, reverse dieting. These are all good in theory, you know, and the good thing is, you know, I have a good track record. I have, you know, a lot of clients that have gone through this process with me, so I tend to get buy-in from my clients. But this message really isn't for my clients. Maybe some of you guys, you know, because I know it's a struggle, but this message is specifically for those people that are constantly trying to lose body fat, and they never switch gears. And they start to notice things like, you know, like hormonal changes or digestive issues. And I think so much of this stuff can be associated with being in a caloric deficit for a very long period of time. You know, it's no coincidence that there's a strong correlation between the number of times that someone's been on a fat loss diet and the amount of body fat they are over a healthy level. The more times someone diets, the higher their body fat generally gets over a lifetime. And that's because they don't understand that each time they diet, they are causing adaptations to their body, to their metabolism. And so I know it can be scary to think to yourself, okay, you're not happy at the body fat you're at, and that maybe it's going to take a year, spending a year eating at maintenance, eating above maintenance, adding calories in, focusing on performance. But when you're talking about 1 year in your life, the whole time that you're going to be on this planet, it's nothing if that year is spent doing something that's going to benefit you, right? If you're just grinding yourself, and you're never actually kind of making progress, you have one binge meal because you've been dieting for 2 years, you have one weekend, one vacation, and you go up 5, 8, 10 pounds, and your next thought is, I have to get back on my diet. That is just not a good way to be. And I'm not passing judgment because, you know, I have these thoughts too every time something goes wrong, and, you know, I understand it. And I'm definitely not a female, but I work with so many women, and, you know, I deal with my wife, and, you know, we discuss these things, and I just want to express how important it is to not be dieting. You should not be in a fat loss diet more often than you're in a surplus or maintenance or focusing on improving. It may take several periods of fat loss and restoration to get to your ideal body weight, your goal body weight. But this is your life. This is your body. You need to spend the time doing these things. Otherwise, you're only going to always just be running yourself into the ground, hoping you avoid a binge, hoping that you can go on vacation and not put on 10 pounds, because you've basically adapted your body to only storing body fat. It's a trend that I see that it's just really starting to get to me, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it yet. I want to start the conversation. I want you guys to answer in the comments below, you know, what your situation is. I have a really cool video I'm going to be doing tomorrow. My friend Jamie is coming over, and I've been working with her for more than 2 years, and she was in this situation, and it's just coincidental that I'm doing this video tonight and that she's coming over tomorrow, because we're going to actually talk about how we reverse dieted her even though she was much heavier than she wanted to be when we met, because she was placed on a terrible diet by a terrible coaching process, and you know, we had to undo that. But thankfully, she had faith in the process, and so we've gotten her to such a good place, and she's really loving life. She's performing. She looks great. She's, you know, but that's going to be a video that I think is going to impact a lot of people. But this just came up because I've been reviewing, you know, client inquiries and, you know, talking to clients about, you know, the next steps of things, and I'm just seeing these trends, like now that I've been doing coaching for a long period of time. I think it's one of the benefits. I notice trends. Like I notice when it's flu season, because I just get a bunch of updates with the flu. And just like this, I notice that there tends to be a never-ending cycle of diet, 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 go off plan, diet, 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 go off plan, diet. And it has to stop if you want long-term success. If you actually want to reach your goals, you're going to have to put in the work. And sometimes the work isn't as sexy or as fun as cardio and eat less calories, because I know that restricted lifestyle, that overactive, under eating lifestyle, it's very easy to do. Sometimes putting in the work to repair and to get to a good place is very, very difficult. And I never underestimate that or the psychology of the person that I'm talking to. But hopefully you guys get something out of this. And the video I do with Jamie tomorrow probably won't be out till Saturday. It's going to be fantastic. But yeah, that's it, guys. I know this is kind of different than my usual video. I'm not even going to do a fancy intro and just say today's video is about this. It's just simply me working, looking at emails, and just having this gnawing thought on my brain, like, what can we do? We got to start this discussion, and maybe we'll come to something together, but we'll never make a change if we don't at least start the discussion and start to figure out a way to get women and some men, but the majority of the women, to stop focusing on the scale number or a dress size and focusing on performance and quality of life while working towards your goals. I'm not suggesting you're never going to reach your goals, but I'm suggesting we need to take a better approach and look at the big picture, the macro, not just, oh, what did I wake up and what did the scale say today? Oh, the scale didn't budge, but I did so much cardio yesterday. You got to get out of that cycle. All right, guys, this is Paul. Have a good night. Well, I'm going to put this video out tomorrow. It's Thursday night for me, so have a good Friday, and look for the video with Jamie with a 2-year discussion on reverse dieting, fat loss, reversing fat loss, focusing on strength, performance, and I think she's going to be a fantastic influence. For those that don't know her, she is just a delight to be around, so I'm excited to get her on film. She has the biggest smile. So, all right, guys, you have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.